Peace, 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 and blessings to you. This is your girl Sunshine. It's another edition of Shine Vibrations. Peace, peace, LV. Y'all right there. That's my big sis slash Queen Mama Ocean. When I tell you that is another dope poet and a plethora of many things. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight's show, it is so dope. I want to get right into it to let you know who we have this evening. So, first things first, we have this sister I had the great opportunity to meet. This is Lyrical Toy. The sister that's in the chat got a chance to meet this sister in person at her house. When I tell you she is such a dope sister, she is a veteran. So I salute to you, sis, for your service. She has a new book coming out. She will get the opportunity to speak more on that. I don't want to take too much away from her. She is also the new editor in chief of Nevaeh Black Down magazine, and she is working towards the relaunch after a brief hiatus. And if she would like to share, I will leave that for her to share as well. She is a author, poet, screenwriter, and journalist and recording artist. And as I mentioned, her veteran status, she is an Army vet living in Houston, Texas. Here is another picture of this queen. And next we have our brother Heal the Hood. Let me tell you about this brother here. I literally only met him the day before my birthday on April 24th. I had the opportunity to go to a slam hosted by Frank Expressions out here in the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. When I tell you this, brother blew me and my dude away. Um, when I tell you we was sitting there, and not to take away from the other poets, but when I tell you, he was like, "Oh, he won. He definitely won." Like we already knew we was voting for him. They had the things at the table for you to use the QR codes. So I had already put my vote in before they told us to do so. He has a show up and coming this Friday. I mean, not sorry, this Sunday. And he is originally from Milwaukee. He calls it the Notorious 53206. And when I tell you, I was wowed by his performance. You know, they say black men aren't in tune with what we need in this world. You know, the negativity between the black man and the black woman. He definitely is the standard. You know, he is really about the community. His poetry, he is a messenger and he understands how important that is. He understands how necessary it is. So I applaud this brother for being him. I want him to go into explaining all the things that he does. Because when I tell you this brother has been putting in work, he has been putting in work. He founded um, Heal the Hood. It's a nonprofit dedicated to combating social injustice. Right there, it's not too many brothers that are doing it. And this is why I really wanted to give him the opportunity to shine his light, because even though he did that work in Milwaukee, those of us who believe in activism, that's in us and we take it everywhere we go. So he's worked with children in poetry. I've been doing my little recon and seeing the different events. So when I tell you this brother is dope, he is so dope. And normally I bring them out one by one, but you know, I am going to do something different. So before I bring them out, look, Lavidia says she's sending love and hugs and happy Earth days. And she said, "Yep, that's my sister and her Mimi." So here we go. We have Lyrical Toy and we have Brother Heal the Hood. Peace, peace, peace. How are y'all doing?
What's going on, family? All is well.
Everything is everything over here. It's so good
All
to be
right.
here tonight.
Say,
So before I go into doing my ads, first thing I want you to do, even though I spoke on your bios briefly, I want both of you to give you both the opportunity to tell the people what you want them to know about you. And
Go ahead,
whoever
brother.
wants to go first.
You want me to go first? All right. As she said, my name is Heal the Hood. I'm Butler. I'm 33 years old, and I'm 33 years cold. You hear me? I appreciate my role in this world. I appreciate being tapped in with spirit and just allowing God to order my footsteps. And coming from where I come from, the trenches of Milwaukee, and being blessed to travel this globe and do poetry all around this globe and be in high schools all around from South Africa to Central America, all up and through my home state of Wisconsin has been a blessing for me. But I'm an expert in literacy development and social emotional development of children, primarily young boys of color. They say it's better uh, to build children than to rebuild adults, and so that's been a main foundation of my philosophy over the last several years. But I ain't gonna take up too much time. We're gonna really dive into some things real good in this interview, and I'm appreciative of being here in this space. Peace and love.
Hold on real quick. And she pointed it out. Yes, all you see is glasses. All of us got
That's
glasses.
right. That's right. Hey, but shameless. Like mine's not even prescription. I don't even wear prescription glasses, but I probably got like 100 different pair of glasses I wear every single day, every day.
Yeah, I'm almost a year
Go ahead.
in. July will be a year in for me.
Mm.
Oh, I've been wearing glasses since knee high to a grasshopper. I got like bifocals. So yeah, I'm. In order for me to see y'all, I need these.
Gotcha.
Okay, but I'm the toy, and I recently became the editor in chief of Never Black Down magazine. I have a book, a couple CDs. I haven't been as productive as Brother Heal the Hood, but I have been instrumental in my own way in helping heal women's hearts and touching the lives of children as they come across my path. Using not just spoken word and poetry, but using the life lessons God has given me to be able to help these young women find a new path, find a different way, find healing, learn how to look into themselves and see what in you is broken, fix that, and then manifest it outward into the world. And so, that's me.
Just to piggyback off of that, why is it so important to heal what is broken? What is your take on that?
So, I spent a lot of time in life trying to figure out who I was supposed to be. Never did I stop to think who I wanted to be. It was always
Mm,
outside influences trying to dictate who I was supposed to be. When I stopped and I looked inside and I said, hey, wait, I say things that about myself that I shouldn't say. If words have power, when I speak and I say things like, oh, girl, I'm fat, or I use self-deprecating terms, then I am creating
Mhm.
the reality of myself. That is broken. So then I reached back in myself and I said, hey, let's not say that. Let's say we're beautiful. Let's say we're queen. And then as you live, you become that. As you face those internal demons, as you face the things that you were scared to see about yourself, it's
mm,
the only way you can become your best self. And
mm.
so it's important because if you ever want to see growth, it has to be, your pain has to be confronted and it has to be killed for growth. Like even when you have plants, you have to prune those plants. You have to cut them back so that they can grow to their full potential. If you never cut them back, then you'll never see growth. And that's why
That's
it's
right.
important.
That's right.
Don't make
That's
me cry,
right.
Lavinia. Don't make me.
I know. I know.
Can
I
I can I can
saw
I
it.
tap in on that real quick?
Oh, I'm bringing that question to you
Can I
too.
can I?
I could not ask that. Your name is Brother Heal the Hood, so that question was coming to you.
I appreciate it. So, Heal the Hood Milwaukee is our nonprofit organization, and we have been in operation 13 years now. I give God all the glory. Matter of fact, May 25th will be 13 years. Our motto at the core of our operation is a
Yes.
very simple principle. And we say, heal the hearts, heal the homes, and heal the hoods. Heal the hearts, heal the homes, heal the hoods. That's our motto, our mission. We live by that and stand on it because we believe that we have to do some self work first, right? Get them demons in order, bust them demons upside their head. Let's clean the cobwebs up out of our closets. Let's deal with our own thing, if you will. Then let's get our household together. We don't want to be out in the community and we ain't even connected with our mama or with our wife or with our spouse and with our kids, but we out in the world trying to save folks. We don't even know our kids' favorite color or favorite food. And once we get our household in order, then we move to the block. And we ain't gotta focus on healing our whole hoodie. See, one of us just heal the block, just heal a part of the block. We gonna grow. We gonna be all right. So that conversation about heart work is something that we take real serious. I don't watch hardened criminals um become angels through doing self work, through doing that heart work. I've watched broken folks pull themselves right up out that dirt by doing that self work. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. And
Absolutely.
personally, I
On it.
definitely know about that self work. Single mom, daughter being killed by a hit and run driver. June 4th is actually her upcoming birthday. She would have been 23 this year.
Mm.
So thinking about that, and seeing where I was, I still have the journal that I wrote in. So speaking backstage, when Toy mentioned about writing letters, I was journaling every day, talking to my daughter.
Mm,
I time stamped
mm,
it, put the date. Whatever. Sometimes I'm in that journal 3 times a day, 5 times a day, 20 times a day, sometimes once. But I always time stamped it so that when I grew through it, if something else came back, because depression is a bitch. Because just when them
Yes.
demons, oh no, we got to keep
yes,
you, we got to
yes,
keep over
yes,
you, and
yes.
we pull you back. And them spirits that don't mean you no good, I kept it as a tool, because if I felt like it was creeping down on me, let me read this back just so I could say, wow,
Mhm.
look at the growth. Wow, look where I used to be. Look where I was at one time. So, that is definitely key. As we are talking about it, how has poetry personally helped heal you in your life?
Mm,
Um, before I got um, before I got married, I used to write. Like even if we go way back to when I was 5, I was writing poetry at 5, and I didn't have a horrible childhood, but it was hard. And it was hard because I lived in what we call the generational house. That meant that all of my mother's siblings lived in the house with us with all their children. My granddad, like we just all lived in one house. It was 20 of us in one house. That meant you never had no privacy. Everybody was sharing a room. It was always somebody around. And so as a kid, that's difficult because it's like,
Yeah,
can you just leave me alone for 5 seconds? So I would
mhm,
write. I would read and I would write. That was my escape. And I found that when I was in the most pain, that was
mm.
when the words would just pour out of me. And then when you look back 5 years, you see that this place where I thought I was broken right here, I
hmm,
wasn't, because I had words that was able to take that pain and turn it
Come
into
on,
life.
that's
come
right.
on,
And
come on.
recently, my husband passed away, and it was like nothing I've ever felt. Listen, I've buried a son, both my parents, brother,
Mm,
like aunts
mm,
and uncles,
mm.
but nothing in life ever prepared me to lose him. And so it was like now I'm
See,
broken again, and I don't even know
mm,
where to begin. And
Mhm.
somebody sent me a journal, and was I used it to write him letters every night. Every
That's
night.
right.
I don't care what I'm feeling. I don't care what it is. Whatever that emotion that I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, I write it because I know. that it's going to chronicle my grief process, but it's also a lifesaver because now I can breathe when I felt like I was suffocating.
That's right.
Yes, God.
And without it, without it, I don't know. I don't know if I could be here tonight or anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I could be anywhere, because being able to express that pain allows me to, it frees my heart to live, if that makes sense.
Yes, indeed it does. LV said that's what we do, from words to water, from water to life. She know it.
Amen.
I call all y'all.
That's
I
cold
call
right
all
there.
y'all water.
That's cold right
Anybody
there.
that pours into my life, I call y'all water. Y'all part of the water tribe, just so y'all know.
Water
Carly,
is the strongest.
said you're gonna make her
on
cry.
earth. Oh, Carla, don't cry, baby. Don't cry, because I'm gonna cry too. Like, I'm already, like, y'all can't see because I got these glasses on.
You know what I'm saying? But we here, and we want to see you through this, sis. We're going to see you through it, because I will say it was so dope meeting you, regardless how long it's been. It felt like yesterday. It felt like today. You know, I did have the opportunity to meet her husband. He's funny as hell, yo. When I tell you, we had such a good time sitting in that yard. Just, it was like we all knew each other already. Even though I'm LV's people's, she was LV's people's, but when we all got together in that yard, it was like we all knew each other for years. And that was the one time, one time only. So I love when you get to experience and fellowship with people in that way. Because, boy, look, we had time. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to go into detail. But yeah. That day was kismet. You already know. She said, yup. So let me go real quick before we get into the poetry and sharing the things into our artist spotlight. Let me do our ads real quick. These are our brothers from Soul Society Heavy Energy with the live alkaline water.
Peace and love, family. Check it out. It's the We Are the Gold campaign. We Are the Gold campaign is all about highlighting ourselves as the wealth, value, and solutions we've been looking for. We are the gold. Before it comes to the money, your health is the wealth. Tap into intentional lifestyle decisions, making sure you're putting living, local foods preferably, especially organic, into your well-being, your temple, you know. And you already know you gotta couple that with the live alkaline water, the best hydration in the nation. Natural alkaline spring water straight from the source, no artificial induced processing. And the other side of the We Are the Gold campaign is activating our economics, you know. So tap into the We Are the Gold campaign. Get your $20 monthly subscription special at heavyenergyuniversity.com.
And when you run over to heavyenergyuniversity.com, when you put your order, you have 2 promo codes that you can use. This is your way of letting them know that Shine sent you. It is Shine Vibrations 888. And then the second one belongs to my Royals, Royal Sons. That's SUNZ 810. And put that in in the promo code area. And also hit that subscription, because them $20 for the gallon that's the deal. That's automatic delivery, come drop off to you. These brothers is making it all over. My next brother, he used this last year for Mother's Day. I had sent him some pictures. I grew up with him, known him since I was 5 years old. He has the Fresh clothing brand. You know, you see the fresh moons with the wings on there. So check this one out, and we will be back with our guests. And that set was from his She Fresh line. As you saw, TikTok, Go Fresh Yourself, Instagram, Fresh Clothing. I mean, he is all over, and he is also an author, a poet, and artist as well. So Rule Jacobs, search the name. What how they used to say, Google him. You know, you want to ask about him, Google him and see everything that he offers. And just to because I know both are prepared with their poems. Um, LV is in the comments. The first poem, promoting healing for me. I finally had wrote this piece, and it went viral from the host. It was Artists for Justice, Keisha McCain, and Sharita, who is now Sharita Dela Cruz. They were hosting, they were part of that Artists for Justice team. And that was the first night that I performed this piece. I've shared it with people, I've shared it on my social media pages. But when I tell you, when you got people in your corner like LV, you may not know them for your whole life, but the spirit, somehow you are combined. And she knew what it was for me to finally spit that piece. Because at the end of it, you could see me, and all you hear is LV saying, "Yep, you finally got that off your chest." So, and you see me look over to it. So, I appreciate that, because a lot of opening, and letting go of my writings when it came to healing for my daughter, she was right there, always in the audience, always to the left. I could hear her in my ear. So, I appreciate, the universe for her always. You know, the following, what was it? I want to say not too long ago, I wrote another piece, which was like, as I mentioned earlier, about how depression likes to creep up on you, and I said, but I'm not allowing it, is because I done been through that already. We done been there. We don't retreat. We don't go backwards. We go forward. It's about forward movement. So this piece was just like to my daughter, like, hey, baby girl, just let it tried it. It tried me. But we done got too far for me to let this take me back there. So April Poetry Month, the 30 for 30, it was one piece. And Toy, I haven't shared this piece yet, but it was something that you said about having to go back and dig deeper in yourself. And this particular piece was inspired by the prompt for the 30 for 30 from Malikia, Lady Mazel Tov, Partners in Rhymes off of Clubhouse. It's called When My Tears Cry. And I milled over it not long, but you know how when you can hear something and then you just immediately get the writing? That's what this piece did, and it did exactly what you said. It went back and it dug a little deeper about some things that I have grown through, but I think I needed to acknowledge to, put the final lid on it. So this is When My Tears Cry. When my tears cry, crying for me has been an emotion for years, locked away, forbidding evidence of brokenness to be steered by peers who comfortably serve their fears upon my ears. Shines one of the strongest women I know, spoken observations of my life's past traumas. Don't get me wrong, indeed, my word is bond, just like they mamas, producing spells of infallible cures, recharging their spirit because there's far more to endure. But when my tears cry, remembrance of an abused little girl at the age of 5, clearing the crumbs of a shattered childhood, impressions of being left behind, contemplating suicide over a million times, I empathize, existing yet disconnected from your environment, robbed of innocence, unable to fantasize if life could be different, because this is the only one I have been given. Raped at 11, then again at 13, then attempted by an elder cousin when I was 16. He definitely tried me, told my story. Of course, he denied it. My tears, they cried till they began to bottle up inside. When my tears cry, rebirthing four versions of my past self, baptisms of protection, love, and understanding, physical, mental stresses of depressive anger is healing. When my tears cry, a renewed feeling, visual, private celebration of mind, body, and spirit, evaluate, elevating to higher heights. When my tears cry, just know I survived. Home.
Come on, come on, come on.
Appreciate you, LV.
On
Hey,
now.
look, LV talk about stuff because you needed it. Yes, ma'am. Clearing the
Yeah.
crumbs, clearing the crumbs. So, as I mentioned,
Hey,
that piece was just recent. It just came to me, and literally, I saw my 5 year old self, my 11-year old self, my 16-year old self, like standing there. So, this is what came from that. Who knows? I might even expound on that, but as of right now, that's where I'm at with that piece. And it felt good.
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
absolutely. I'm all the way with it. It was
That's
so
what's up.
beautiful. Oh my God.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, words
So,
supposed to heal. I'm a believing man. I just want to throw this out there real quick. Like, and in the Bible, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God." I truly do believe that that word was spoken word. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So words really do have a power, and they connect us to the source, and they connect us to all things good. So I love it. I love it.
appreciate you, LV.
Yes.
She
And
said,
you know
nice play
what?
on the metaphor with tears in a bottle. And then she said, this is why we do what we do. Indeed, we are the griots. No matter how much technology advances, the spoken word will
Yeah.
never be. Before folks was writing stories, they used to sit around and listen to
Hmm.
the elder anyway. You know, I even had that experience with some of my elders. That lived towards the last end of slavery. I was 10 years old sitting at his feet, and he was telling the stories of when they was out there picking the cotton, and as he's telling them, I'm looking at his hands. You know, he just looked like skin and bones, but them hands, man, even just the handshake, he was crushing you because they were so strong from all that he endured. Shouts out to my great Uncle George, because that man was, he opened my eyes to a lot at such a young age, and then having my other elders to experience and share the stories that they used to tell, which is why I always promote that griots, no matter where society go, we ain't never going nowhere. We always gonna be. We are needed. We are the ones that remind
Yep.
people of where we once was and where we should be going. So, you know, we're always going to be needed for that. So, I'm thinking of a number 1 through 8. Y'all pick.
7. Oh.
3.
Oh, anybody that knows me, 3 and 8 is my number.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
before we do this break and put our artist spotlight tonight, I'm gonna have you share your first piece, and then Toy, you get ready to share yours, and then we'll go to a music break, and then we'll come back to discuss the pieces before you guys share again. Okay?
Okay.
Cool.
You
Cool.
need me to mute the
Uh,
music in the background?
no, it ain't bothering me none.
Okay. All right. Well, when you are ready, I'm going to mute my
Um.
mic.
Yes. Memoirs of a Madman. If I never lived another day on earth, may God be pleased with me for all that is worth. May the meek of the earth find comfort in my words and inspiration in my works. If I don't make it to see the light of the next day, kiss my son for me. Tell him that the world will never understand his greatness like his daddy. And if God decided he needed me by his side and I don't make it to see the darkness of tonight, pray over me with my mother, my father, and my sister. Tell my sisters that the world is theirs to sit on as a throne. Kiss my mother's hands and wash my father's feet for me. Don't let nobody taint my story. And if I don't make it to see the glory of the morning, then celebrate through the tears in the morning. And know that in my short-lived life I have climbed many mountains, play trumpets and African drums at my funeral. Be glad and rejoice that this life I live wasn't the usual. And if I lose my heartbeat as we speak, I just want my poems to ring bells. Memoirs of a madman. See, poetry isn't just a hobby for me, can't you tell? I'm not a poet, I'm a messenger. Listen to the truth that I reveal. And if I get killed, then know that I died living to heal. And if I die right now, make sure they say I was the nigga in the field and not the house. Don't rain tears for me if you wasn't with me through seasons where it was constantly raining. And I know it ain't only raining on my rooftop, so I'm not complaining, but I don't need nobody at my burial faking. And if I die before I wake, bury me in a crisp button up, some crease pants, and my 9mm in my hand. Cause even in my death, they gonna want me dead. But just know I made my enemies like my footstools, like the good word said. Memoirs of a Madman.
Oh, that is dope. Okay, Toy. Do you
Nope.
need me to mute the music for you?
No.
All right, you're up next.
Okay, so I literally just wrote this piece the other night. So y'all bear with me.
Okay, new spit, new spit.
Yeah. Okay. I am his wife, the epitome of him, his rib. The sacred feminine to his defined masculine. His kiss was like the nectar of the gods, sweetened his touch like cashmere on my skin, our covenant locked in our DNA. And we find each other in every lifetime. But those vows till death do us part feel like empty words, because no one ever tells you what happens when tomorrow doesn't come. Our love didn't prepare me to live without him. There's no amount of pictures, posts, and text that can replace the warmth of his voice. It had to be divine, the way his eyes pierced my soul to see me, the way his love healed the damage to my heart, the gentleness in his soul that made him my home. I inhaled his essence, and when I closed my eyes, I woke up broken. Tiny pieces of me scattered between lost in heaven, breath trapped in spaces that no longer existed. I am fractured between yesterday and forever, trapped in brokenness. Everything in my life measured against our past. I live in memories on repeat, constantly playing, branded with trauma and loss. I am his widow, left to carry his legacy in my tears and his spirit in the libation of my laments. I carry his dreams in my womb like a stillborn baby, mourning the years he didn't get, the laughter that's trapped in the silence of his absence, trapped in this brokenness, sobs that turn to concrete on my pillow. I find him wiping my tears, lying next to me in the invisible imprint he left on his side of the bed. That's that piece.
Ooh, definitely, definitely.
Like
LB
that. I
said,
like that. For your pain out. For that pain
yeah,
out.
pour that out. LB said y'all had picked the same number. See how y'all be in each other's head? Peace, peace, Devlins. That's one of our co-moderators with Partners in Rhyme, Lyrical Vibe Room on Clubhouse. LB responded to you, even in my death, they gonna want me dead.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe after that. Toy, she said
Mm-hmm.
it sounds so much better than in her head. And beautiful transition, libation.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're gonna come back and discuss these pieces right after this. So I'm gonna let y'all help me. Out of the two we was playing before the show, which artist do y'all want to listen to right now? The one that had the jazz sound, or the one that had
Play
the old school,
Lord.
the old school 80s jam? Huh? Which
The
one?
second one for me. The second one.
The one that had the old school late
I'm gonna rock
80s.
with
Early.
sis. If you say the second one, we
Okay,
gonna rock
not the
that
jazz.
vibe out
That
then.
thing hit.
Okay, because I was, you saw how I was jamming. Okay, so This is Blast Music 24/7 Artist Spotlight. We have Christine Renee with Crazy Love. And that was Christine Renee with Crazy Love. Now, you too, if you are an upcoming artist, spoken word poet, to the poets on the show, um, you too can create your own artist page. Set up your stage and go to blastmusic247.com for the unlimited artist page. And you too can be shown on our numerous podcasts that we have, also on our online radio show, and we are on Google Podcasts. Like, we're everywhere. And we've also just recently acquired Indie Pulse magazine, so you might want to get out there, get your stage set so that you could be featured in that magazine. I remember reading it growing up, and I got my first review in there, so that was dope. And it is also for the fans. So y'all run over to blastmusic247.com and choose that freemium account. You can stream artists like Christine Renee, myself, and plenty others. Like two of the artists that could be on this show could also be part of there. But, that's another conversation. And just so y'all know, I do this to everybody. So I'm just right, y'all. So don't forget, run over to blastmusic247.com. We changing the industry one artist at a time. Before we get back into it, I got one more sponsor. So, folks like to heal and do health and promote it in their own way. So before we had the brothers with the live alkaline water. So for those who like to partake, we got Canaleaf. Canaleaf, discover your ultimate online dispensary. Looking for premium cannabis products without leaving your home? Welcome to Canaleaf.net, your one-stop shop for all things cannabis. They have a huge selection. Explore their diverse range of the strains and edibles with just a few clicks. There is an exclusive offer. So if you are not subscribed to Blast Music 24/7, I advise you run over there before you go to their website, because we are giving you a 15% discount. And this is just not introductory. This is off every single purchase. So you put the promo code in BLAST15, that's BLAST15. Shop online. It's quick and easy and convenient. Just visit Canaleaf.net to browse their selection and place your order in minutes. Why wait? Elevate your experience with Canaleaf today. They are located on Instagram and also Snapchat at Canaleaf_FL. And yes, the FL stands for Florida. So folks keep asking me, they got one in New York. I said, well, I'm in North Carolina, so we got a partnership with the brother down there in Florida. So that's who I promote now. If the folks up in New York want to holler at us, we can promote y'all too. But right now, we rocking with Florida, okay? LV, I'm funny. Hey, we got to do how we do. You know how you do it to me, so I got to do unto others how you did to me. Brother Hill the Hood.
Yes, man.
How old is that piece?
That piece probably like 10 years old.
10
That's
years
probably a
old.
good 10 years old.
So was
hmm
this a prompt, or was this something you feel that needed to be heard?
I was when I wrote that piece, I was writing my way through depression. And there's actually some more on that back piece. And as you can see, I'm talking about all of the things that I want to happen when I die. And I really just was contemplating, like, who am I? Like, what will people say about me when I die? What will I be? How will I be remembered? What they gonna say in my obituary? And so that poem was kind of a ode to that, just thinking like, damn, when I'm gone, like how will they remember me? How will they celebrate me? How will they mourn me? Will my death be in vain, or will they know my name 100 years from now? And so that's where that piece came from.
Lavinia said, wow, that comfort shows in your delivery. Indeed, it does.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now sharing it when you first penned it and then sharing it right now, how does it feel? Was it the same then, or has it manifested into something else now?
It's probably the same now, because the thing about brokenness, it just show up in different forms. So, and depression for me has not just been a one-time thing. It's just been the ebbs and flows of how that thing show up. And so now as a grown man, it's probably more relevant than ever, because my eyes done seen a little bit more. My heart done felt a little bit more pain. I done experienced a little bit more loss, if you will. So the poem probably now more relevant than ever. For real, for real.
So do you think about how any of your work, how years ago you're penning this piece, and as you said, now here it is years later, it's more relevant now than at the time of conception. So in a way, would you say like you were writing in the future?
Absolutely. And I think still through that piece, so 10 years ago, I was 23 years old. I just did some curriculum work inside of the youth detention center back in Milwaukee. And so I was working with the worst of the worst, car thieves and shooters and hustlers and all of the things, like just the ones who 15 years in, them type of ones. And I can remember doing that particular piece and just talking to them about where my mind frame was, and just the idea you can't kill a man who ready to die. You can't
That's
kill a
right.
man who ready to die. And so that poem right now for me is it's the shit. I ain't gonna lie, that's a heavy poem right there. I really like to perform that piece. I usually add a lot of theatrics to that poem when I do it. That's one of my favorite pieces.
LV said great grappling with life and death. And she said, and that shows. And Carla, she calls the greenery, the knee medicine. And Lavinia said, "Oh, that is very appropriate for a toys piece, writing to someone in her future. Indeed, indeed. Toy, now yours. Uh, you said that was new. Like how new? Like was it today new?
Hold on, I'm gonna see. Not today new, but uh, Tuesday.
Okay. And before we forget,
I
look,
wrote.
target to my head and not my heart. Happy belated stolen return to the sister. She is a tourist just like me.
Yes, happy belated to you as well. I thought about that at the top of the show, but I was like, well, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah,
saying,
yeah. Look, y'all
but
never gotta
yes,
wait on me. Look, if I forget, you go ahead and pull my coat like, hey, Shine, hold up. We gotta say this. Yes, yes, definitely. So I know brother Heal the Hood has to go. Look, he on his dad thing, but I want to make sure he has an upcoming event this Sunday here in the Queen City. Speak on that real quick, and then I have your two. Are one of these flyers for that, or these are for two other events?
Two, well, one other event is just two flyers for the same event, but yeah, this
Okay.
Sunday, I'll be featuring for Wine About Poetry. Super excited! It's going to be my second feature down here in Charlotte since I moved. So I'm looking forward to teeing up and bringing this Midwest flow. And then we also have Talk Your Talk Poetry Slam going on back in Milwaukee on August 3rd. This is the fourth installment of our Poetry Slam series. I myself am an 8-time Poetry Slam winner. I got some losses under my belt too, but I really be boasting on them eights. Um, and with that being said, like I love putting on for the culture and hosting my own poetry slams and putting money on that thing and allowing poets to compete for a chance to win some paper. So yeah, tap in with the movement, man. Heal the hearts, heal the homes, heal the hoods.
And here is the flyer. Brother Heal the Hood presents Talk Your Talk Poetry Slam 4.0 series, August 3rd, 5 p.m. Doors open at 4. First place is $300. Second place, $150, and third place, $100. Sherman
Yeah.
Phoenix. And that's 3536 West Found. What is that?
Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac.
Okay, Fond du Lac Ave, Milwaukee, and they
Mhm.
have vendors, food, and live DJ. Um, this is the feature for Sunday, May 4th.
Mhm.
Wine at 5 p.m. Show is at 6 at the Auto Pour at 5033 South Boulevard, Suite O, and that is here in Charlotte, aka the
Yeah.
Queen City. Shouts out
Yeah.
again to Expressions for hosting the slam. That was my birthday gift. We was there the night before. I got to meet Brother Hill the Hood and a bunch of other poets. So I am grateful for them. Uh, Carla, who else responded before? Up, she said you were phenomenal, sir. Yes, indeed, he
Thank you.
was.
Thank you. Thank you.
LV
Thank you.
says, Steve, I need my bulls. You know you do, and we need our cancers because LV shares the same day as my favorite person, my Uncle Mike, which is also slash like my father. So, me and LV, she ain't never gonna be able to get rid of me. But I thank you for coming, brother. I want you to keep doing what you're doing, especially at
Thank
the
you.
right age of 33. I just turned
Thank you.
44. So, you are definitely doing it. You are,
Thank you.
as I mentioned earlier in the show, you are showing up, you are being present, you are knocking down the walls of saying that young or these YNs this and YNs that. No, you are definitely showing that we have kings and young kings out here. And I am grateful for being able to cross paths with you. This will not be the last time. I'm supposed to have
Thank
my
you.
niece this weekend. So
Thank
depending
you.
on what time she leave, I may be present on Sunday.
Okay.
But
Okay. Good luck.
but if
Good
you,
luck.
but if not, I got to do my auntie duties. But my brother-in-law just was like, "What you doing this weekend? Can you get your niece?" So
You-
we our family. And I want to make sure my brother can go,
For sure.
go get his bread. So you need me, I got you.
For sure.
I'm still out recovering from
Absolutely. Well, I
earlier.
appreciate it.
So, yes. And
Thank you
do
for
not
having me
be
on the call for
ashamed.
sure.
Anytime you got anything up and coming, this platform you are allowed to use to promote. So you have anything else
Thank
coming
you.
up, some new projects or whatever,
Thank you.
you starting a new EP, hit me up. We'll get you back on here, okay? Do your
Yes, ma'am.
shout out to your peoples, anybody you want to say thank you to, and tell people how to find you.
Man, shout out to my bloodline. They know who they is. Shout out to the bloodline. For real, for real. My family is all I got, and that's all I need in the game right now. And you can check out my website, ajamubutler.com, or add me on LinkedIn or Facebook at Ajamu Butler. Peace, family.
Peace, peace, peace to you. Okay, Toy. Now you your poem, it was new as of Tuesday. How do you feel? Was this the first time that you actually heard yourself spit it, or did you spit it once already, at least once already?
I know this might sound weird, but I spit while I write. And
Okay, no, it's not
so
weird at all.
I spit while I write. So, I write a little bit and then I spit and then change it, fix it, write some more,
Mhm.
spit it again. And so I've heard it, but it's different when you let it impact you. Like
Mhm.
I'm in a different space than when I was writing it. Because when I was writing it, I was in the thick of all of that emotion. So I'm writing it and I'm spitting, but I'm not really hearing the impact because I'm not in a space to receive.
Uh-huh.
So spitting it tonight, I was in a space to receive as well as give. So to receive the message that's in that for me, it's kind of a cathartic and a beautiful place to be.
Okay, yep. LV said yes, writing ain't delivering. Can't you just hear her voice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mama.
I hear her voice all the time whenever I read her posts, whenever she sends something to me, or I
Yeah,
recall something she says, it's always in her voice. Same thing with Carla. She says she's so proud of you being vulnerable and open, yes. And then Carla also,
yes, it's the best season in the world, baby. It's the best season in the world. I love the rest of y'all, but tour season is the best season.
yeah, we keep them folks grounded. Like, Elvin, she says she need us. She need us Tauruses. Carla's mama is a Taurus. Her birthday was the day before mine. So
Oh wow!
exactly. She said your poems are amazing, Toy. Elvin said we know. So
That's my
do you have another that you can share?
I do. I do. I do. I
And you
do.
can go,
Let's
like I
see.
said, you can go any way that you want to go. There's, we done already hit the disclaimers. We grown here, so
Yeah.
unless you feel like
Well,
censoring yourself, but I don't censor talent. I don't believe in doing that.
now you know what, and this again might sound a little weird because I know it's not something a lot of people do, but I honor my pen by being true to myself. So there's nothing that I have ever written that is out of bounds for me because I honor my pen by writing my truth. And so, everything works for me. Even if it gets a little explicit, I try not to curse too much when I write because I don't want people so focused on the expletives that they miss the message. And
Indeed.
so, and then I don't really do a lot of sultry bedroom ready poetry. So I don't have anything that I
No,
I
no.
feel I have to
But
censor.
yeah, that's why I just let folks know, hey, I don't however you're free, like you said, honor your pen. So whichever way that your pen takes you, you can share whatever that may be. Uh-oh. Carla
Okay,
said,
so I got
yep.
two pieces that.
She said, yep, her mama is a tourist, but Leo's is in the house. And here go LV t-shirt. I need that on a t-shirt. I honor my pen by living my life. There we go. There go your look. There go your first set of merch for your new book.
Yes, yes. And so I got two pieces. One called Imagination and one called She Walks. Which one you want?
Do them both. Do them
Okay.
both.
All right. So she walks with her head high, Jimmy Choos on her feet as she strides confidently down crowded sidewalks and busy streets. Oblivious, she never loses focus, ignoring the cat calls and her growing anxiety. Yep, that pep in her step remains. Hips thrusting from side to side, her curves catch the sun like diamonds in a sunken place. Harmony in the harmony in the single motion of every step forward. Her energy is combustible. Every click of her heels flickers like Bix out of fluid. Sparks skip like rocks on streams. The world disappears behind her with each step. Her inner voice screaming, crying. She is not okay. But when her foot meets concrete, it silences her fear. She walks, conjuring her ancestors with every breath, hair bouncing to her rhythm. Olivia Pope in her stride. She feels her strength like a second wind, hiding her insecurity in her silhouette. She is proof of causality, protecting a legacy in her womb, the soul and heel perfectly choreographed like a mating dance. She is revealed like new ghettos. She is torn, the thorns in her soul trapped in the cracks of pavement. She steps over them like breadcrumbs. She is majestic and graceful, sauntering past others who don't notice her. She is too many statistics at the same time. Too many broken dreams, too many broken hearts, too many almost, too many alreadys. Yet she stomps her heels deliberately so the asphalt trembles. She is poetry in motion and beauty personified. She is the goddess, the curator, the queen. She is the earth, the sun dripping from her dimples as she walks. Okay, imagination. My 4-year-old imagination was littered with unicorns and rainbows. Cotton candy clouds lined the skies, playing on the beaches of some made up land, building castles in forever sand, a destination only I could travel to. Where grilled cheese was the finest cuisine and chocolate milk flowed like waterfalls. Dancing in palace hallways, possibility was endless. I could be anything. From a sheriff to a princess or an astronaut, my imagination must have been Jamaican because I had 40 jobs before lunch. Casting shadows on reality, making it wither away, believing everything and everyone was good. Imagining I lived in the Wonka factory with Oompa Loompas as servants. Willy Wonka sang on command, laying golden geese at my feet, the purest possibility of everything. When life happened, I was lost. Unable to carry the weight of change, haunted by my daydreams turned nightmares. When did I lose the image of imagination? From chasing fireflies to dodging fireballs, what turned my image nation into a jaded nation? I hear my 4-year-old cry out to be free. She wants to slide backwards down the slide and jump from swings that are so high, screaming for all the things she never got to be. As I try to explain, my 4-year-old self is fearless. She just doesn't know any better. She cries and hides her eyes as I try to console her, reminding her of the rainbows and cotton candy clouds, trying to scrub away every trace of trauma to cover the shame I don't have the strength to defend. Does she cry herself to sleep, haunted by my darkness? Does she weep for me like I weep for her? What is revealed in her 4-year-old mind? Does she know the ugliness I hide? Is she running away from the terror in my dreams? Does she look at me and want to reach me, touch me, heal me with her innocence? Does she dance for me? Does she fling her arms out and spin in a circle in a field God-colored purple to spin get dizzy, fall down, rinse, and repeat. Dancing in the sunshine, if given the chance to go back to that place, would she change it? To never become me, never be so splintered, so fractured, so would she write a new story? A version of me that would never know my pain. Does she see the reward of that pain, or can she see the traces of herself in me? The 4-year-old who dreamed of being a real girl someday. Am I Pinocchio? Does she pull my strings? Am I me because of her? Is she the part of me that I need most? Am I the part of her that she loves most? I protect her, I cover her, I shield her from the damage that would happen if I could not close my eyes and see her spinning arms wide, head turned to the sky, eyes closed free in a field that God colored purple just for me. And that's that piece.
Ooh, yes. LV says, screaming for things she wanted to be, the forever sand, the sun dripping from the dimples, steps over them like breadcrumbs in internal rhymes. Um, these two pieces, when did you pin them? And how does it feel spitting them now?
Okay, so 2019, I was working on an album, and I wrote both of those pieces for that album. It was called 824. But I cut the project because the production wasn't working, and then COVID happened. And so it was like, oh, hearing them now, it's weird because I need both of those pieces in this space in my life right now. I need to remember that 4-year-old person that is free inside me. I need to be able to see her, to reach her, to touch her. I need to feel how she felt. I need that freedom, because I think she is the reason why I can heal, because she's there. I think a lot of people miss the point that your younger self never goes away. Your younger self is always there. You just have to tap into it. And
right.
I try to tap into it, and she heals me.
That's right.
And
like
so
LV said, she showed up for you.
Yeah, and I need her. I need her. Like, this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in life. And I need her to make that happen. I need her to keep going. And then She Walks is a testament to the beauty of Black women and the confidence that we portray to society, even when society beats us down. The fact that we can keep walking with our head held high, even if it's not true. They say fake it till you make it, but I don't think it's faking it till you make it. I think when you step with intention, that the universe gives it back to you, that your ancestors respond and they come back to you. And She Walks is, for me, without those two pieces, I'm not here today.
That's right. As the LV know, and anybody else who know me very, very, very well, I stands on my square firmly. I box in that bitch daily. So you ain't throwing me off that unless I take myself off. So I definitely felt She Walks. And definitely faith without works is dead. I like that piece. It made me think about this one that I did for Calvin's show called Generations. And we all kind of from the same era. So remember the song Back in the Days? That is what inspired this one. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Past day reflections of ripping and running throughout the seasons. Girls adorned with ponytails, braids, and curls. Bandana wrapped buns lined with lollipops, passing time, hoping to be seen as fine. Stepping, cartwheels, and some double dutch. Boys, they don't do much. Cornrows and fros and high top fades with Caesar cuts, sporting fly fitteds with tags, bragging, swapping stories filled with innocence, untouched by perversions, conscious, too focused, waging war on the court, breaking ankles during the b-ball game, scoring on them so-called lames. Our neighborhood parks was heaven on earth, seesaws, jungle gyms, and swings that gave us wings high up to the sky, chasing the sun's warmth, smiles stretching ear to ear, laughter drowning out life's fears. Our imaginations ran freely, using discarded mattresses, defying gravity, developing our acrobatic agility, yelling, "Y'all can't see me." As the sun became dim, appeared the older crews, posted up to do what they do, music knocking from the stereos, sparking freestyle battles, commencing shadows, street lights is on, man, it was curfew. Trying to stick around for those ill punchlines, but overshadowed by choruses being called because wasn't no cell phones. It was time to go home. Them street lights was on. Everybody say, I remember way back then. Everybody say, I remember way back then. What back in the day? Who back in the day? On different occasions, families gathered like tribes. Men maintained the grills while the women were in the kitchen creating our favorite fixins. Elders sharing our story in hopes we see the glory. The DJ's records spinning in the background, controlling the vibes. To surmise, connecting generations is the only way that we can heal our nation. Presently, society is thriving on toxicity within our communities, promoting disconnect over solidarity. Back in the day, I couldn't imagine disliking those that look like me. Yet, that is now our calamity. The attacks on the original man and original woman has manifested terribly. Masculinity and femininity held hostage by scrutiny, wasteful debates about 50-50 amongst those that's not even married, distracted by downfalls of celebrities that added on to a false sense of reality, attacking our children's minds, prison the pipeline is ever present, fourth grade testings determining their shine or if they'll end up doing time. Our lack of enough attention, consistent use of social media to this generation, creating a bigger gap in families' communication. At an alarming rate, we are losing our connection to those before us. The wisdom is no longer being passed down. Literature reflected, now banned, historically creating a ruckus, always seen as a target simply because they're not like us. Our ancestors never depended on politicians like saviors. They came together, forced waves to make them see. The first step is taking back our families. Because remember, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I wish I was a kid again. Oh, definitely LV, definitely LV. I wasn't even going to share another piece, but when you went back to when you saw your 4-year-old self, that took me back to this one. So yeah, definitely, definitely. You still on mute? You gotta take yourself off. You gotta unmute your mic.
I thought I did. Okay.
It happens. It happens.
But I was saying that's what it inspires. And if it inspires you, then it's done its job. If
That's
you
right.
spit a whole piece and nobody is inspired, honey, you have missed it. Go back and try that
That's
again.
right.
Because it's
Regroup.
what it's all about. Yeah.
That's
If
right.
you can't inspire in your piece, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing.
Indeed. Indeed. LV said, teach. So we are at the end of our show. I can't wait for all that you will be producing this year. And yes, come back and share. We definitely, definitely are here to support you and give a shout out to those that you like to give a shout out to, and also let the viewers know how to find you.
Okay, well, shout out to LV number one first and foremost because that's my dog. Like, yo, she holds me down and I love her to pieces. Shout out to my team at Never Black Down Magazine. If you want to check us out, it's neverblackdownmagazine.org, and Neva is spelled Nevah. Um, Karen Gibson Rock is amazing, and I appreciate her for trusting her baby with me. Um, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, all of those places. I'm Lyrical Toy. No matter how you look at it, I'm Lyrical Toy. That's how you find me. My website is down right now because I wasn't doing nothing. But
And we
it's
been
yeah. So we we appreciate I appreciate you, Sunshine, for thinking of me and giving me this opportunity. I love you so much. Even from a distance, even from the years, your spirit definitely imprinted on me, and hopefully mine imprinted on you. And
indeed.
I will be back. The book is coming. It's called A Wife's Tears. The
Mm.
album is
Definitely, when
coming,
you
but
ready to
we don't know
premiere
what it's
that, you
called.
got to come back so we can promote that and get the folks to cop that when it's ready.
Yes, and then my book, Pain, Pearls, and Poetry, is on Amazon, and you can just type it in and it'll come right up for you. So I thank you again, and I love you all, everyone, for watching.
And thank you too. Look, that's my Suge, and that's my Queen Mama O'Shawn in the chat. Y'all already know you can find me Instagram Queen Shine QUEE 8, because the 8 stands for New Beginnings, HINE. On Facebook, I have my writer's page, Sunshine Vibration, spelled just like how I have my name here. And you can also catch me on blastmusic247.com, because your girl got her first EP on there. My man makes beats with my first visual. So, when you go ahead and join, look me up, as well as some of our other artists. We love you too, LB. And y'all know how I say, this is Friday. Be cooling how you be cooling. Be safe out there, because you know that there's attacks on us. And I'm just not saying in the complexion sense. I'm talking about there are spiritual attacks on us. So we must be prepared for all forms of warfare. So do what's necessary. Know that in life it is about accountability and duality. I cannot exist if you do not exist. Okay, because when I shine, you shine, we shine together. Um, safe, and let's get the rest of this Taurus season popping, because next week we got King Drip himself of the Honey Drippers Collective, Mojave. His born day is May 7th, so he will be here for the May 9th show. So those of you who've been asking me, Shine, when you gonna do an erotic poetry show? Stay tuned. Next Friday we kicking it back. I don't know if he gonna have some guests with him or not, but stay tuned. With that being said, peace and poetry, y'all. Be safe out there.